to drive through those attacks that they want to bring against all of us. Their cuts to public services, their privatisation, their poverty, their attacks on pay and on pensions and on benefits. If we're divided amongst each other, then it's far, far easier for them to bring through those attacks. And of course, that might be at one level here in Britain, but the Rajapaksa regime takes that to a completely different level. It's murderous attacks, again designed to divide and rule and to keep control and to drive through its attacks against the whole of the population, but obviously specifically to attack minorities and the Tamil population. And against that background, I want to say, as everybody else has said, that it is a complete disgrace that the Commonwealth heads of governments are looking to meet in Sri Lanka. And indeed that is an insult to the memories of all those who were murdered. But I have to say, perhaps in some ways it's not really a surprise. Because I think you have to ask yourself, who do the Commonwealth heads of government represent? They don't represent the ordinary people of the Commonwealth. They represent just a small, rich and powerful elements of those countries. And it's we, the community movements, the trade unions, we represent the genuine Commonwealth of the peoples, of the workers, of the Commonwealth and of the world. And you can say the same about the United Nations, who quite rightly at times have condemned the war crimes of Molly-Vaikal and elsewhere. But of course they're also quite prepared to take Sri Lankan troops as peacekeeping troops. What kind of peace you get from that army, I would like to know. No, it's us that stand for genuine unity. And I want to say, just to make absolutely clear, that I'm certainly a person that sees no contradiction in calling for workers' unity and at the same time calling for the right to self-determination for any people. Because if we're to bring about unity, we have to recognise and respect the wishes, the fears and the hopes of any people to have their own self-determination, and that's something that I fully support for the Tamil people. But the final point I want to make is I want to echo the point that was made, and perhaps let me make sure that the point I think was being made before the break is fully understood. Because yes, if you go to trade union conferences, you will often hear international debates. But what you will hear, perhaps it always used to be a debate around defending South Africa and opposing apartheid. More recently, most conferences at the top of the agenda will perhaps be Palestine and Israel. But we need to make sure, and I think that was the point that was being made, that the Tamil struggles are as high up of the agenda as those other battles have been in the past. And I think that this is a day that will help us build that support and to take that battle into the trade unions. And as others have hinted, in any trade union political field, that's not straightforward. There will be people with their suspicions. There will be people with their own agendas. There will be bureaucracies that aren't sure about supporting particular campaigns. But, as Unison has showed, that can be done. But the other key point is to build from below.